This Superhatch action is proudly brought to you by Goldwagen, Wealth Avenue and their associate sponsors. It's the final round of the Northern Regions and final round of Superhatch. And the Goldwagen class are here in full force at Swartkops to do battle for the final bit of the championship.
Silverwood and the Mini, they're going to run good around here, but watch out for the Hondas.
The toys always give me a very good, tight, close race, so it's going to be another tough race day today to try beat them. I'm starting behind Jono and Mark in the grid because of the reverse grid rule, so it's going to be tough to get past them. It should be a good race to watch and looking forward to it.
An overall championship, what do you think your chances are?
They're very slim at the moment. I need a bit of bad luck for Hilton, and I don't want to wish him bad luck or anything, so I'm just here to win my races in Class A, and we'll see what happens in the overall.
Well, Jacques, you've wrapped up Class A and well done.
Thank you. Yes, it's our second consecutive year. Third year running in Superhatch. It's a fantastic series. I just want to thank all our sponsors, especially Carbon King, coming on board this year. They've helped us out a lot, and I just want to thank my dad as well for giving me another year. If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't have been standing here now.
Great stuff. And now you start the first race at the front of the grid, but how long is that going to last?
I'm not sure, so we'll have to see. Power, Class A to Class N, there's a massive difference, but I'll try my best.
James, you've had a fantastic season and you've got the championship for Class C. Well done.
No, thanks you very much. It wasn't easy. We had to fight from the beginning, and we're still fighting as it is, because like Jeff Langeveld, he's quite fast as well. So you always have to up your game and make sure you're always competitive enough. You know.
And still fighting today with the reverse grid. You're starting fourth on the grid in Class C, so you've got a bit of work to do to get that win today.
Definitely. We had a bit of problems with brakes in qualifying, so I qualified bad. So we have to work all our way up to the first place, so it's not going to be easy.
Hilton, you've won your class championship and you've got a shot of the overall championship here, so what's your plan of attack?
Well, today I just hope to finish second, third for the day, and we'll have to see.
How's your car feeling?
The car's brilliant today. I did good lap times. I got better tires now, so we'll see.
And how's your season been?
Yeah, it was a brilliant season. It was the best I've ever had, and I just wanted to say thanks to my dad and to everyone who supported me through the year.
Second last race of the season about to get underway, and final preparations are now done and dusted. It's time to go and do battle.
Race number one is going to be a busy affair. It always is with 35 cars going for it. But the guys that run at the front can throw down some sweet laps. Turn number one, though, and turn number two at Swartkops are always the tightest affair of motorsport in South Africa.
Jonathan du Toit getting a really bad start going into turn one, but check out around the outside. Jabir hanging on to that pole position. Whoa, big action. Look at that. Jason van der Westhuizen tapping Ish Beloy. Kind of the same thing he did to me in the last race, so getting used to getting involved with the Trans-Africa boys, but Jonathan du Toit has come up worse for wear as well, and there's just chaos out of turn one.
It is M1 rush hour traffic there. A couple of guys were pretty lucky to get away with that, but there is carnage and there's a lot of dirt and bits of car on the turn. The marshals are going to be wheel spinning out there to get that job done. We are still under greens, people.
We are indeed, and look at that. Garland leads out, heading up the hill. Silverwood alongside him. We're on board with Silverwood looking back at the Honda of Mark du Toit and, of course, Jeff Tugwell. And Mel, what a start to the first race here on the final round.
Certainly is. Just when we thought it was going to be clean for the end of the season, and Jason goes and puts Ish sideways and causes havoc.
Yeah, Ish tried to get out of that as well. I saw that. He was pulling, and then as soon as the second of the Hondas clubbed him, he went into a reverse spin, and that's what causes the big problem.
Garland hangs on going into Goldwagen corner now, but around the outside goes the Q8 Oils Oakey Printers Mini. They're going to be side by side for turn one. Who's going to have what it takes? Silverwood would be good to hang on to this outside line. He's got great drive, and he's going to make it very easy into turn one, taking the lead.
Comes across the line, gets his actually line perfect there, so he's going to be able to pull a little bit of a gap going into turn number two and give himself the space that he needs.
There's Ryan Sheen in Sean Besterman's car, and actually Sean is in the blue cadet there behind Walter, which is Old Faithful, which has had a makeover.
Nice to see that Ryan Canine, or Ryan Dog as he likes to be known, running at the front end of that little battle, and it's a good little battle there. Got to say, good to see another little cadet being thrown into the mix too. And the rest of the field comes streaming through. Look out, Menon on a big charge there, diving up the inside, trying to sneak up and get one more position ahead. He does that, and unfortunately no answer there from Ian Cotwell.
Jeff Langeveld will go on board with him. He managed to avoid some of the debris that is still out there heading into turn number one. The lucky thing is it's slightly offline. No one's going to get to the inside there, so the marshals have got another little bit of breathing space, and everyone seems to have kind of lined themselves up in the positions that they need to be in. Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen, though, I noticed way off the pace at the moment. He's got a lot of traffic to get through.
Two Hondas closing up onto the back end of the Mini now. We go back on board with the Car King, Liat Race Force Fiesta here of Japan on the back end of the Connected, man. And Tugwell is getting sideways. This is awesome.
Tugwell was all kinds of loose coming out of there. Looks like he lost the back end, just managed to bring it back online. But Jubba Jubs is going to be pouncing pretty soon.
Certainly is. So will Mark de Toy as they're going to Goldwagen now, looking all over the back end of Brett Garland. And Garland has certainly come to the front end of this field and become a threat. The third of the Hondas, unfortunately, the second of the Hondas, which is normally there, de Toy, right at the back of the field, having to do a lot of work, Mel, and having to come back is not easy when there's 35 cars on the grid.
Certainly not need burnt his clutch. There's James Menon leading Class C battle ahead of Jeff Langerfeld, and in the Maxis Golf is Ryan Smith. He's actually one of our rookies, third time out.
Well, we see Jono coming through there, just the car all kinds of loose. It's going to be a little bit squiff, a little bit sideways. He's managed to hang on to his front bumper. The back bumper is gone, so the aerodynamics are going to look crazy on that thing.
Just in the background, also picked up on the BMW of Henk Swanepoel. Back on board with the Fury Ford here into an X-Con corner. All over the back and looking for a way to get good drive. Not easy when you've got Totoy on the inside. Now, as we said in the last round, that car is actually a Class B car that he runs in Class A just because of the pace that he's able to get out of it. And you can see it makes the rest of the field look pretty rookie style as he goes around the outside of the cadet.
Yeah, just insane drive coming around the outside. Davison getting physical with Mel there coming up the inside. It's very strange to actually see him get physical like that. Normally he keeps his car squeaky clean. Van Nieuwenhuizen loose. The back end was all over the place coming into turn 5.
Yeah, I've got to say a big sorry to Chris Davison as we see the 99 getting very wide there. Vesterman in the cadet runs wide and comes back on just ahead. Ooh, nearly taking someone out there. There's the toy, but as I was saying, Davison, big apologies there from my side. And yeah, Mr. Van der Westhuizen, I'll be back.
Mel, I just saw one of the new shape Peugeots running out there, so we're actually seeing some new products arriving on the grid as well.
Yes, that is actually Willem van Nieuwenhuizen, Hilton's dad, and one of their friends, Rainier, was driving it.
So he's out there in a slightly different machine when it comes to the Peugeot aspect. There we go. That's the man you want to catch. Get him, Ryan. Don't be scared, bud.
We're going to be hearing a lot of this. There's Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen. Terrible start. Really had to avoid a lot of the traffic, and he's getting through it. Check out Jono, though. Hot knife through butter, make a sentence.
Yeah, he's certainly definitely pushing through. Here is Langerfeld all over the back of James Menon. Nice battle here in Class C. And this is kind of what we've seen all the way through. Class B, the most competitive class in Superhatch, but the Class C guys really are within their own rights to say, we put on just as good a race.
They certainly do, and these two are actually fighting for the championship and doing exceptionally well.
Slipstream City coming out of turn number 3. I wouldn't run that close. No, I would definitely run out of that line as well, going into turn number 4, just so you know when the guy's actually going to tap the brake. Otherwise, you're both going farming. Someone has been farming. Plenty of dust way on the outside of turn number 4.
Yeah, having to run wide out of Castle Edge corner now up towards Sassel. Onto the braking markers. Menon's got the inside line, but will we see Langerfeld try go around? He does! He goes around the outside. That's brilliant stuff from Jeff. Oh, the Maxis Golf running into the dirt. I think that might be the second time he's done that in 2 corners.
We see that so much in this format of racing. The guys really try and get on the brakes early. They can't do too many brake mods, so they tend to run a little bit too deep.
Swayze Joubert sneaking up on the inside. Brilliant stuff there. And that Renault also starting to come into contention as a front runner.
Davidson is clean and clear. Mal slightly dropping off the back there. Must have made a few mistakes on that lap. And now Quan Chai is all over her.
Well, looks like you might have a bit of a hands full here, Mel. Tell us what was happening. You're falling back slightly there, and Davison got away. Bit of smoke out of the car.
Sadly, all the oil, the spark plugs filled up with oil.
So not firing on the sparks like it should be. Davison pulls away, as does Baby Blue. But Quan Chai now in the 4th of the Hondas is right on your tail and looking for a way through.
Just becoming such a popular car. They have been for so many years. It takes a lot of development to get those things running sweet, but when they are dialed in, the Hondas really come good. Overnight parts from Japan.
Especially for Ryan Quan Chai. Right, going into the next corner. Can he make a move here on Mel Spur? Mel goes defensive. Not going to open up that door at all.
No, she's going to be defensive for the rest of this race, unfortunately. So hard to run. I mean, you've been out there a couple of times, Greg. So hard to run a car that you know should be able to run faster, but you just got to control the lines. But you can see the freight train starts queuing up. Lap by lap, corner by corner, more guys join.
They certainly do. There's Marius Lotz, who's running in Class C, and Keith Moore, one of our rookie drivers, just behind him in the blue Golf, and Mark Silverwood coming through to take the flag for Class A.
Yeah, the lights are flashing, and there's Henny the flag. He'll drop that flag out and say, right, race 1 done and dusted. Silverwood takes it. But a fantastic effort in the background, and it is going to be Mark Totoy who wins out the Honda battle for second, ahead of Garland in the JSR. Class N, though, is not done and dusted just yet. And And you can see Tugwell is forcing Jabir to take quite a wide line out of Goldwagen corner to hang on to what is 4th place on the road.
So a chaotic start to the day's racing, but everyone managed to get across the line. But there are still dices going on here. Mel and a defensive lines, but check this out. The Honda fancies a go and he wants to try and nail it. But there is a line where you can stay around the outside of this one and hang on to your position, isn't there?
Well, that's exactly what Mel's doing right now. Quanchai's on the inside, Mel's on the outside. Keep it on the inside for turn 7, keep it on the inside for turn 8, and you should be able to out-drag Ryan Quanchai into the line. Here we go down to Goldwagen. Watch for the little black nose sneaking through. Will it? Yeah! Good job, Mel. Awesome stuff.
Mel would have had to climb the curbs coming through turn number 7 there to get the job done. But the flag is out and she just hangs onto it.
Quanchai will have to come back and see if he can do anything better than that in race number 2. Silverwood takes Class A, and overall, Class N going to Jabir and Class B to Pierre Lubber in his Volkswagen Golf in 7th place.
Got to go all the way down to 19th place in the overalls for Jeff Langeveld, winning out Class C in the Ford Fiesta.
Jacques, did you have an interesting race out there?
Yes, a really interesting race there. Got not a bad start, but more championship points to get the Class N championship for a second year. So thanks to all of the sponsors for giving me the opportunity to do so well for them.
What was your race like?
Very interesting. It was close in the Class A battle between everybody and the spun. We had lots of fun between that, but afterwards it was quite fun.
Great stuff. And what's your plan for race 2?
Hopefully just get through the traffic and get past everybody again.
Exciting race. Started 37th on the grid. Hot racing today, and yeah, second last race of the year. Just like to say thank you to Pro Staff and Fury Ford putting it all together for us, and looking forward to the next race. Good tight racing with the old James Mellon. Yeah.
It's the final race of the season, and here we go. Whoa! Ryan Dog, where are you going, bud? Jump start there for the K9 bunch, and yeah, I don't know what happened with him, but he clearly saw the lights go off before anybody else did.
He tried to get it stopped in time, but that's just absolutely destroyed his start. Still going to get the jump point penalty, but it looks like it is Jubba Jubs leading things in on the inside, turn number 2.
Tugwell behind him. On his outside is Garland and DeToy, and we're on board here with Silverwood as they come out of turn 2. Renexcon corner, heading up to 3. Look at how this little mini pulls on the inside. We're going to have 3 by 3 through turn 3. Does not normally work.
Had to roll out of that one unless he was going to go maybe WRC rallying up the inside there, but I don't fancy your chances.
How many are in the WRC now, so there's a possibility. Jubba Jubs, though, being outgunned around the outside by 2 Hondas and the Mini. And unfortunately, Jacques Jubert falling now down into 4th place with Tugwell, and that's going to be a battle resumed. Look at where Jonathan DeToy is. He is right behind the 2 of them and looking to come up and play with the Hondas and the Mini.
Round the outside of Tugwell as well. Look at Jacques Jubert trying to hang on to 4th place as the Mini gets all kinds of loose. Big black lines the whole way through there, so it's obvious that the circuit is getting a little bit greasy and cooling off.
It certainly is as they come out of this one now down towards Execuline corner, flick it left and down the little straight away before you get into Goldwagen. The Mini's on a charge. Silverwood wants the final 2 victories to go to the Mini as he comes out of Goldwagen corner on the back end of Garland, and he has outdone Mark DeToy. They're going to be side by side. Oh, you can just see the nose there of DeToy's Honda.
You know, the Mini had a great line going up the inside, but he couldn't get on the loud pedal hard enough, and DeToy is wily. He's staying exactly where he needs to be to get the sweet spot going into turn number 2. Excellent thinking driving going on there.
That's good driving from our Class A contenders. The first 4 cars are all Class A. Then it's Class N Jabir. A little bit further back there, you can see the field streaming through here. There's 31 cars, 4 of them unfortunately not making it to race 2. In the background here, you can see, oh, look at this, 34C and 7C going at it. And really good stuff there between Vernon Stoltz and, of course, Vernon Vasaki, the 2 Vs going at it.
Mal, you always see such different racing. Obviously, race number 1, we kind of blew the hole wide open because of that accident going into turn number 2 on the first lap. But now there's no accident. We've got dices everywhere.
Absolutely, everyone's now all over the top of each other. Renier's now caught up onto the back of the Class C battle there too. There's Kiola, who is our 16-year-old lady driver in car number 13, leading out those 3 black Golfs.
Can you believe that 16-year-old lady, and she's already in the mix there, and just behind Ishmael Beloy. Oh, Ish, gonna have to have a word about that, buddy. That's not how we do things.
Andre De Lange stuck at the back of the spray train as well. He's riding the charcoal and orange car, and there's just no way through right now.
Car City serviceman there, Louis Scholz, also having a little bit of problems of his own, tucked in and looking, well, there goes Kiola on the inside. Brilliant bit of driving from the young lady, and she is really giving these boys a good run for their money.
Just so tight at the moment. 3 cars abreast going down into turn number 8. You literally just got to wait for a hole to open up and get the job done. It is just peak hour traffic right now.
Back on board here with the Fury Ford of Jeff Langeveld. That means Menon must be behind him, and that's just going to cement what has happened in Class C. It's really been a fantastic battle. They're all over the bunker racing car here and looking on the inside. That's a brilliant move. Sneaking through into Rexcon corner, but DeLange slams the door. And he has to back out of it slightly. Ishmael Beloy runs wide.
DeLange was making real good ground there. The driver in front made a mistake. He had to go for the cutback, and it was very close to a big accident.
There we go. Hondas versus Mini. It's kind of like what we saw in Superbikes a bit earlier on this month when it came down to SWAT Corps. 3 Hondas, and there's 3 of them again. And Totoy just outdoes his brother coming out of turn 6. Brilliant line.
Just carried much more corner speed and really just whipped it up the inside there. His tires must be perfect.
So this is the 69 car, and of course Richard Smith in the Maxis Golf looking for a way to get onto the back end of DeLange. DeLange doing the same thing there on the 26 car of Ryan Sheen. So Ryan Dog, the man who was caught out with that jump start, possibly going to have to work a little bit harder now. Look at this. Whoa, on the inside. Can he keep it there? He can. Mark Silverwood, brilliant bit of driving. Enough space given there by Brett Garland. And here we go, 3x3 into turn 3.
Mark had to hold his breath, but I think his dad was holding his breath more than him there.
I think both Mark's dads were for sure. Brett Garland, though, has done exceptionally well in his first year of racing, and he is just out in front in Class A fighting with the top dogs.
He's part of Jose Sardinia Racing. You can see that JSR sticker on the front end. So a lot of work being done there on the Honda aspect, but how good is this to see? 3 Honda Civics mugging this poor little Mini at the front. I think we need another Mini in there, Mark.
Yeah, Japan versus Blighty, you know, Great Britain.
Exactly.
Formerly Great Britain.
In 2012, we'll see a BMW and a Citroen up there too.
Oh, looking forward to that. And of course, going to Class A next year, you can run a 6-cylinder motor, Matt. So there's going to be some really hot cars at the front end of Superhatch.
A little bit more rear-wheel drive as well, so that's going to be interesting. It's going to throw the ratio out a little bit as well. You're going to see different drivers coming through, the guys that can hang it out.
Neva Hazen, Quanchai, and Van der Westhuizen. Quanchai on the outside. This is Van der Westhuizen we're looking at just in front. Watch for the white nose of that Peugeot sneaking through. Will Hilton be able to get through? No, he can't. Quanchai hangs onto the inside line for Execuline, and he might have the drive down into Goldwagen. Let's see who's better on the brakes.
That's the Mel Spur line. He actually figured that out at the previous race, but he's come on the brakes way too early. Definitely had a chance of getting that line at the inside, but dropped the anchor with about a car length to go, and he's just, you know, he's moved himself back. That was his own fault.
Incoming, Mel Spur right behind these guys, so a nice 4-way battle here for Class B honours. That's what it's all about. But it is a Class N car that's leading them, so watch this out. Mel Spur going into Renexcon now, looking on the inside of Ryan Quanchai. Oh, that was close.
That was a bonnet that got exceedingly shorter there, just for a second there, to pull back and not get hit.
Oh, there's a problem here. What's gone wrong?
Listen to that thing. That is gone pop.
Over rev on the downshift, sadly. All my own doing. But here's Andre de Lange with Jaco Kriel on the inside of him through Renexcon corner behind Louis Scholz.
Brilliant stuff there. Louis Scholz just hanging on and keeping 2 Golf 1s and that Superbus behind. But Langeveld is the danger man here. He could possibly sneak between these 2 Golfs and steal a couple more positions up the field.
De Lange just is still stuck in that freight train, really hasn't been able to make any inroads. Every pass he's made, he's been passed back, and there's just too many cars up the road. He can't run his sweet laps that he likes to.
Now they come out of Castrol Edge, heading up towards Sassel Corner. Let's see if there's a move there. In the background, watch out for Smith too. He's just behind Langeveld. In fact, they'll be side by side with him now. Oh, and Langeveld goes on the inside, cuts off Smith's nose, tries to sneak through on De Lange, but De Lange just keeping it all together there. Brilliant racing from these guys.
Switching lines at the top of the hill, that always creates a little bit of problems. Puffs of smoke, a little bit of locking, a little bit of touching, but everyone's managed to get themselves through. So evenly matched the whole way through. That's Mel pulling off there. Wave of the hand, goodbye to the engine, goodbye to the race.
Goodbye to the end of the season there. Not the way she wanted to finish up, but had a fantastic season nonetheless. The golf battle continues into Goldwagen corner. Langeveld's there and Smith behind him. Langeveld trying to go on the inside. Can he make it stick into turn 1? It's not the right line to be in for turn 2, but if he can get past, maybe he can nail them on the brakes.
Look at De Lange, just the back end all kinds of loose. Rear inside wheel always going to be off the ground through turn number 1 there, and yeah, like you said, the sweet line just wasn't right there.
Jaco Kriel just forced wide, unfortunately, in the Superboss. Oh yeah, a big thanks there. I think that was well due to the fact that Kriel had an opportunity of hanging onto that line and just got forced wide, but it comes back and gives it back again. That's nicely done. This is kind of how Superhatch works. There is a lot of in-house battles right the way through the season, but there's also gentlemen out there that allow you to race and have a bit of fun as well.
It's hard to manage the categories, but I know in the briefing they get told, try and not get in other people's battles, and it generally works out like that.
We also managed to finish this last race of the season with not even a rub.
Oh, that's awesome to see. Across the line, and it's Mark Silverwood with a double victory to finish off the season in the Mini. Second place is going to go to Garland again. This time it's Jonathan Dutoy in third, as Mark Dutoy fell out with a problem and unfortunately had to end up in pit lane. Here comes Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen. He's going to be looking to wrap up Class B. And Class N, of course, was Jabir, just ahead of the two Van der Westhuizens.
Super tight racing to finish off the year's racing. 31 cars limping their way through. A couple having to pull out just at the end, but everyone will be very happy to see the flag for this last time in 2011.
Jeff Langeveld was going to take Class C honours, but it's Vernon Stoltz and James Menon that go for second and third across the line. The checkered flag comes out for them, and this time out it was Vernon Stoltz hanging on ahead of Menon. Confirmation though of Class A, Silverwood, Garland and Detroit. Class N, Jabir, Van der Westhuizen and Van der Westhuizen.
Flip the page and go down to 17th in the overalls to see our Class C winner, Jeff Langeveld, in the Fury Ford.
It wasn't too bad. The first heat I started 32nd on the grid, finished 18th, so that was not too bad. I'm not sure where I finished now, but I got a few places. It was just on the jump start. I jump started, stopped, and then they went and I had to try again.
Tell me what happened there.
I think I popped a water pipe or something like that. Then the water was spraying on the front wheels, so the handling in the last 2 laps was dreadful. A bit of ice skating, high-speed ice skating.
So you've been away from Superhatch, you've come back now. Are we going to see you back for a full season next year?
Possibly. I'll just see how it goes on what cars are available.
New to Superhatch, how are you finding it?
Loving it. Fantastic. Awesome racing, really.
And you're in Class B, what's the competition like?
Hectic. Very hectic.
And looking forward to more hectic action next year. Superhatch Championship is wrapped up. Hilton van Nieuwenhuizen taking overall and Class B.
Silverwood in the Mini winning out Class A's.
James Menon took Class C and 4th overall.
And Jacques Jabir down in 12th, taking the Class N Championship. A big thanks to Goldwagen and Wealth Avenue and all our associate sponsors for the 2011 Superhatch season.